go and hear them, or did you have something like them and got sold home versions? Or?
I bought them first
Okay.
before. I mean, I would go on the website and check it out.
All of them, or you started with a hi-hat and a ride and then added, or?
Well, the way they ask, I mean, they want you to purchase obviously a full line of cymbals in order to then be a full endorsee and then get on their page, you know, because I have my own artist page. But, you know, you could work it so that you can pay, like, you know, you could do one cymbal here and one cymbal there.
Yeah,
but hopefully by within like 3 months, they want you to have like a full set again in order for you to be an endorsee on their page.
But I'm not asking so much about money as how did you pick those sizes?
How did I pick the sizes?
Lines and, did it come from something that you had before? And
No. As far as the hi-hats, I've never really owned a pair of 15-inch hi-hats, but I liked the way they sounded. They're kind of a dry, very sloshy, and everybody that I play with, bass players, guitar players, are like, those things sound great, dude. I mean, better than any 14-inch I've used. They're really thick and meaty, and I like it. I like the way it sounds. This is a 17-inch, I believe. I have to check it because I don't know sometimes. 17-inch Crash. This is an 18-inch FXO. Got that wash. This is a 10-inch Splash. 19-inch Crash. And then my ride. Kind of a gongy kind of sound, but it's got a cool wash when you're riding it. It cuts through pretty good. Carl in the back.
Just also like working with Soultone.
Yep.
To help you purchase their cymbals, they have great customer service. Maya, very, very sweet.
She is a big sweetheart here.
Yeah, and they have a whole bunch of cymbal specialists at their studio and where all their cymbals are. And you just kind of ask for what kind of sound. They ask you what kind of sound that you want, and you exercise. If you get the basic sounds of what you kind of what you want through your website, and then you can kind of find it from there by talking to these specialists. They also they give you a whole bunch of a list of cymbals, and they say like a 22-inch Crash, but for instance, 22-inch ride. But for instance, in my case, I wanted a Crash ride, but I didn't see any Crash rides on the website. But I asked for one, and they said, "Oh, hey, we can find you a ride that is actually crashable." So they have a whole bunch of stuff that their specialists can go through, test each individual cymbal to try and find the sound that you want.
Didn't you have not a hybrid, but it wasn't a full line at that point? Was it the Latin series?
Yeah, the Latin series, yep.
So at that point, they hadn't fully developed a full cymbal line, but they had some cymbals that they call Latin cymbals. They actually had some specialty cymbals which are kind of cool. I don't know if you've seen them there. They have an octagon-shaped cymbal, which obviously looks funky. It's like a little stop sign, but they have them in different sizes. And it kind of almost sounds like the FXO series, which is the extreme, the FX cymbals. They also have a thing called sunburst, which are really sharp looking. It looks like a sun on there, like the rays are radiating out from the bell. Most I've only seen that they have those in Crash rides and only larger sizes, like I think 19 and 20 and 21. I don't think they have anything smaller. I don't think they have. They might have hi-hats actually, but I don't think they have smaller cymbals or effect cymbals in that line. But it's not an official line. It's just one that they actually have experimented with, and well, we got a few cymbals like this, and they're a little more expensive because again, it's one of those things. It's we have very little of it, so it's going to raise the cost. If we have a lot of it, it's going to bring the cost down. So, any other questions? Mr. Greg Trevant.
Love your ride. It's a leading sounding cymbal.
I knew that you would, my friend.
I'm very picky with rides, as most drummers are. We all have our individual sound we're looking for, and it's so hard to, tell somebody why you love your cymbal and this and that.
Sure.
And I hear it the same way. But did you pick that out yourself, size?
I didn't do what he did. I didn't say, I'm looking for a specific sound. That to me is just so difficult to do. It's like, I mean, playing for so long and you hear so many different sounds. And there are some cymbals that I've had in the past that I absolutely love, but trying to get that same sound again is next to impossible. You can't possibly, how am I gonna hum it to this person so they know exactly the tone that I'm looking for? I don't understand how you do that. And obviously, and also as you put your hands on the cymbals, you get an oil on there, that's gonna change the sound of the cymbal as well. And everybody's different, so it's gonna change over time, how you take care of it, if you clean it, if you don't clean it. That's gonna change the sound of the cymbal. And everybody has their own way. Some people like to keep them immaculate and use that polish all the time, and that's gonna maybe have that initial sound that you had originally, it's gonna stay that way. And some people like myself, I don't really give a two shits about it. I want it, whatever, I want it to be natural, and it's gonna get a different sound over a period of time, and it's gonna be me. It's gonna be what is unique to me. So no, I didn't say, yeah, I want this kind of sound. I was just like, I want something big. 22 inch, that thing's gonna kill.
Yeah.
It's gonna cut through the mix. All guitar players are gonna hate me, but I don't care.
It's got a great bell.
It does, and that's that unlaid bell. It's very raw, but it's very musical. This thing, I mean, you come up and play if you want to.
That's great.
Yeah, it cuts through. It really does.
It's got a nice dark tone to it. So
Exactly, and I think that super stroke that I was telling you about, that darkening of the cymbal makes it a little bit more mellow, but it's got really good stick definition at the same time. So, and the hi-hats are the same way.
I have a 22 Sabian ride that was probably 31 years old this year.
Nice.
And everyone that comes into Studio A and plays it always goes, man, I love this thing, And I go, they're like, how? I can't find the cymbal anywhere in the sound.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, it's fingerprint and beer spilled all over it.
Absolutely.
And what you just said, man, is so true. I've found some cymbals that I've owned for a long time.
Yep.
I'm happy. You're like the first guy, seriously, to really touch on that. Fingerprinting constantly on those,
Mhm.
spilling stuff, and
Dude, I got an oxide layer forming on my hi-hats. Now, part of me says, I asked Carl about it. I'm like, I don't know if I like it. I want to take it off. But Carl's like, well, I use this groove juice, but it's like acid. So you got to put it on and take it off real quick. And I wasn't run through the cymbal. I'm like, screw that. I'm not messing around with it. It doesn't look that bad. If that's the alternative, then I'll just deal with it. You know what I mean? So, but not to cut you off, but yeah, I feel you on that.
No, but some of the best cymbals I've ever heard are those 1970s K customs that they don't have writing on them anymore. They're brown as hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can barely see who made them, right?
Right.
You see the little engraved Turkish symbol on the cymbal. If you really look at the right light, yeah. I think I have one or two. Actually, Chris Bickley at one point had got me a pair of 15-inch hats, which are dark, and a crash, which I killed. I broke the hell out of it. It's done. But I still have the ride, and it's large like that, and I think it's even beefier than that. So no one's getting a hold of that thing. I got those two things locked away, man. I'll use them every now and again. Don't tell Soul Tone that.
Not at all.
You just texted me.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Mike, I got a more personal for you, but
Yeah.
what other bands are you playing in? Is it all like a rock idiom, or are you doing jazz, you're doing like blues,
Oh, yeah.
folk, country?
You doing gospel?
The reason
I
I
don't.
ask is because, are you using pretty much those same exact symbols in all those applications, or, are you using, does that crash work for all applications?
Right.
Or, not so much like soul tone, but just,
Shut up, Carl. I'll be laughing right here. No, good question. I eventually, if I had more money, I would like to get more symbols and things, that are different. So I was thinking about getting like a smaller ride, like a 20 inch ride, that's 22. Maybe either 13 or 14 inch hats, like a brighter sound. But yes, I do use all these in every application that I use.
so that's like studio and live? And,
Yes, and
right.
if you want to actually hear these in a studio format. Two things that are happening are, with This Time Down, I sent away for some information with this group called Versailles Records in Tennessee. And they put out tribute albums, and they're putting a tribute album out of Iron Maiden songs. And they like us, and we recorded the song. We recorded the song The Prisoner. So that is going to be out in the summertime, I believe. And you'll hear these cymbals in full effect on that song. Also, actually, Chris Bickley's album, I don't know if any of you know Chris, he's a fantastic guitar player, really good friend of mine. And he was here, and then he left, the bastard. So
I tried getting him to stay, him and Vic both.
I think it was Vic that wanted to leave, but that's okay. So yeah, I was blessed to be on Chris's album. Actually, the track that I'm doing on Chris's album, he has bass player Michael K. Smith, who was in a signed group. I can't remember the name right now. You might know, Paul, maybe not. Okay, but he was in a signed band to Sony Canada back in the day, and the singer is Mike Becerra. Most of you guys know Mike from Loudness, Steve Van Malmsteen, Obsession, and such. And he's doing some cool things over in Japan right now with anime and stuff like that. So when that thing hits, I'm hoping to get something back from it, and just really blessed that he was able to put me on the album. And the track is great. It's a lot of people like it and saying that it's the best track on the album. So I'm really happy about that. And again, you'll hear those cymbals in full effect when you hear that song. So.
And is that is your set of it? There's no other crashes or effect symbols like that? That is it?
That's all I own, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and that's all I've been using, man, since I got them. I really haven't touched any of the other ones. And I'm actually not sad about it, because, I like to play these and they inspire me, actually make me want to play more. So I tried to get you, Greg, to do this. I know you like that, and I think they would love to work with you, my friend. But I know you're with TRX, so I ain't gonna go there. But it's all good, man. It's all good. And Richie, my other drum brother over here, so he's just lazy. I don't know. Pull the trigger, Richie. So and Paul, my friend over here, he's gonna be he's interested. So I don't know what you've heard so far. If you like him, Paul, but like I said, I'm more than happy. I know you're a phenomenal drummer, and I'm more than happy to put my 2 cents into mine and say, this dude's the real deal. So hook him up.
I like the hats a lot.
Yeah.
Ride. Yeah, they all sound great.
Yeah.
What's
And by the way, as a sole artist, I can sell these cymbals. So if any of you here are interested, I have some cards. I will give them to you. Please contact me by phone, email, whatever, text me, and we can work something out. I can probably get you about 50% off the list price, and which will beat a lot of prices out there for that type of cymbal in a custom line. And you'll love it. You won't go back to anything else.
What's the return policy? I know, like, I have a little bit of experience with Zildjian. I mean, I can break a cymbal, like, this upcoming weekend, and I'll get one a week later.
Carl
Pisces.
Carl can actually answer this question for you.
I'm sure you guys are familiar with Pisces return policy. The quality control is unbelievably ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like saving Zildjian, a great return within a week or 10 days, get your cymbal back. Like, about Zildjian, say you're gigging, you crack that crash, like, you're out how long?
I've not had a problem as of yet. Carl has, unfortunately for Carl, but he'll tell you about that in a minute. As far as the return policy, I mean, they're pretty cool. Like, just to give you an example,
Or are they warranted too? Are they warranted?
I didn't really delve into that because I'm not even worried about breaking them. I'm not a basher. I mean, I hit hard, but I'm not like, if it does break, it breaks, okay? And then I'll discuss it with them at that point in time. I've had them now since, January of last year. So no issues. I think they would be more than willing to work with you because that drummer that I had mentioned before, Tony Baptiste with Adam Strange, I think he had an issue. He was playing in the city, and I'm not sure whether he either forgot a cymbal or broke it or something happened. He got Sultan on the phone. They got a rep to him in within a half hour. They met him at the venue and brought him a bunch of stuff that he could use for the night, just to help him out until that point that they could fix or replace, I should say, the cymbal. So, Carl, if you want to field this question too, regarding because you've had this experience. So.
Yeah, I just broke one of my 1980 crashes. It was right before a tour that I had to go out on, and sold for us is like, what, 250, 300? A little bit less than
For what kind of symbol though?
Just like 19-inch crash, something like 200.
Oh, no, dude, it's less than that, man. You're talking like, I mean, list price is probably in the 300 range, but as far as what we get it for, you're talking more like 170 if that. But then you also have shipping, unfortunately.
You ship to California, right?
Yeah.
Just in California, and then from there, to determine how it's, how it's broken, they actually ship it then to Turkey, which I found out. Then I asked for the symbol back, and they're just like, it's in Turkey, can't get it back. So,
It's gone forever, the Turks have taken it.
so I was able to get it back after shipping for $1.25. So not too bad for a brand new symbol. And unfortunately, I broke that symbol after 4 months. I think it was due to, as every drummer knows, bandmates picking up your own stuff and then dropping it and not taking care of your stuff. So that's
And I know that you said yours broke around the bell area, you said?
yeah, it was right below the bell.
Okay, so I mean,
Not really from hitting it.
I haven't had maybe one cymbal. And I used to play Wuhan's. I got a good deal before you had taken over the band room, actually. Mike Nicolari, you know, he was selling in package deals, right? It was the S series, and they were really good. I really liked them, and they sounded sweet. And I loved that ride, but that thing broke right along the middle of the cymbal. I've never had a ride do that before, so I was kind of disappointed in that. I still have the hi-hats. The crashes are toast. They didn't last. And those are actually made in China. So it's not just Turkish cymbals that are out there, but as far as the bulk of what most people buy, the cymbals are from Turkey. You know, they know how to make cymbals. That's their thing. So. Any other questions? Yes, Carl.
Actually, I'll just ask you later about that whole selling thing and sold it. So I'll ask you afterwards.
Okay. Cool. Cool, then I get to play one more song.